Where are they now? The cast of Aliens. Welcome back to the latest episode of Where Are They Now?, where we look back at the cast of movies that changed Hollywood and changed our lives. Today, we're remembering Aliens, the James Cameron action film that continued the terrifying high-stake deep space adventures of Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver. Number 11, Rico Ross, Private Frost.
I'd like to keep this handy for close encounters.
I heard that.
First up, we have Rico Ross, who portrayed Private Frost, one of the Colonial Marines. After Aliens, Ross continued to act in both film and television. He appeared in movies like Mission Impossible and Wishmaster. Ross has also had a prolific television career, with roles in shows such as Doctor Who, ER, and The Practice. In addition to his acting work, Ross has been involved in producing and writing, contributing to various projects in the entertainment industry. His career has spanned several decades, demonstrating his adaptability and talent. Despite all the projects he's been a part of over the last few decades, nothing has had the sort of cultural impact of Aliens, although Ross has never stopped working. Number 10, Mark Rolston, Private Drake.
He just too bad.
Next is Mark Rolston, who played Private Drake, one of the Colonial Marines. Following the release of Aliens, Rolston continued to carve out a steady career in film and television, often portraying tough characters and villains. You may have seen him in notable films such as RoboCop 2, The Shawshank Redemption, and The Departed.
He's a cop.
Oh, okay.
You get it now, do you?
Rolston has also worked extensively in television, with guest roles in series like The X-Files, Star Trek Enterprise, and 24. His distinctive voice has made him a sought-after voice actor for video games and animated series. Whether you've seen his face or heard his voice, you've likely run across Rolston in the years since Aliens' release and success. Number 9, William Hope, Lieutenant Gorman.
Vasquez, move!
In Aliens, William Hope played Lieutenant Gorman, the inexperienced officer leading the mission. After Aliens took the box office by storm, Hope kept working in film, television, and theater too. His numerous projects include roles in Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, Sherlock Holmes, and Captain America: The First Avenger.
Bates, give me a line to the colonel.
3 a.m., sir.
I don't care what time it is. This one's waited long enough.
Hope has also become a prominent voice actor, contributing to video games like Titanfall and Battlefield 1. He's also popped up in numerous British television shows such as MI5 and Coronation Street, showcasing his range as an actor. Number 8, Al Matthews, Sergeant Apon.
All right, sweethearts, what are you waiting for? Breakfast in bed? Another glorious day in the Corps.
In the James Cameron action epic, Al Matthews portrayed the gruff and experienced Sergeant Apon. Matthews, a Vietnam War veteran, brought authenticity to the role and was instantly one of the most cherished stars of the film. Following Aliens, Matthews kept finding success in both film and television projects, although he never achieved the same level of recognition as some of his co-stars. His credits include roles in Superman 3 and The Fifth Element.
Tell you, that man's a miracle.
Matthews also had a career in music, releasing several singles in the 1970s. Sadly, the world said goodbye to Matthews a few years ago, as he passed away in 2018 at the age of 75, leaving behind a beloved legacy as one of the memorable characters in Aliens. Number 7, Janet Goldstein, Private Vasquez.
Do it!
Janet Goldstein wowed audiences with her work as the tough and fearless Private Vasquez in Aliens. Goldstein's performance made her a standout character, and all these years later, she's still remembered as one of the most memorable parts of the movie. Following Aliens, she continued to work with its director, James Cameron, appearing in Terminator 2: Judgment Day years later. Goldstein often took on diverse roles, including appearances in Lethal Weapon 2 and Star Trek Generations.
This is the first Starship Enterprise in 30 years without James T. Kirk in command. How do you feel about that, sir?
Oh, just fine.
In addition to her acting career, Goldstein is an entrepreneur, successful businesswoman. She founded Jeanette Bras, a successful lingerie store specializing in bras for women with fuller figures. Her business has received positive reviews and expanded to multiple locations. Today, she's known for both her work in Hollywood and also her business ventures, proving she's talented in multiple ways. Number 6, Paul Reiser, Carter Burke.
Why didn't you warn them, Burke?
Okay, look. What if that ship didn't even exist? Did you ever think about that? I didn't know.
Known mostly for his comedies, at the time of Aliens' release, Paul Reiser played the shady, mysterious company man Carter Burke. Reiser was already a big comedy star when the movie came out, particularly known for his work on the TV series My Two Dads. Fans were shocked to see such a charming TV dad turn into a villainous character. After the release of Aliens, Reiser found even greater success with the sitcom Mad About You, co-starring Helen Hunt.
She's just the most beautiful thing in the world.
She looks like a mother.
That one.
The show was critically acclaimed, earning Reiser multiple Golden Globe and Emmy nominations, and turned him into even more of a household name. In addition to his work on Mad About You, Reiser continued to act in films, including Bye Bye Love and One Night at McCool's. He also pursued writing, and has written several comedic books, including Couplehood and Babyhood, both of which became bestsellers. Reiser has remained active in television, with roles in shows like Stranger Things and the revival of Mad About You in 2019. His career has spanned over 3 decades, showcasing his versatility as both a comedic and dramatic actor. Today, he's still best known for his comedy work, but has made a huge impact on some great science fiction movies and shows too. Number 5, Bill Paxton, Private Hudson.
Somebody said alien. She thought they said illegal alien and signed up.
Fuck you, man.
Bill Paxton's work as the brash and one-of-a-kind Private Hudson made him one of the standout characters in Aliens. Throughout the rest of his career, this was a role that was talked about again and again. Paxton had a successful career both before and after Aliens, with notable performances in films such as Weird Science, Twister, and Titanic. He frequently collaborated with director James Cameron, appearing in The Terminator, True Lies, and Titanic. Known for his charming personality and his southern drawl, Paxton was a likable actor who seemed to inhabit every role he took on. He was also a talented director too, handling films like Frailty and The Greatest Game Ever Played in the 2000s. He starred in the acclaimed HBO series Big Love, earning several award nominations for his role as polygamist Bill Henriksson.
And my first wife, my first love, Barbara Henriksson.
That show allowed him to show a softer, more dramatic side as compared to his work in multiple action films. Tragically, Bill Paxton passed away in 2017 due to complications following heart surgery. His death was a significant loss to the film industry, and he is remembered fondly by fans and colleagues alike. From his work in Titanic to his appearances in Twister and Aliens, Paxton had one of the most successful careers of his generation. Number 4, Carrie Hen, Rebecca Newt Jordan.
Can I dream?
Yes, honey. I think we both can.
Carrie Hen was an unknown young actress when she was cast in Aliens. And little did she know she would be taking on one of the most important roles in the entire film, one that had to be delivered perfectly in order for the movie to work. Hen played the young girl Newt, who was rescued by Ripley. With a performance that featured both heart and humanity, Hen did an excellent job of winning over audiences and accurately portraying a young child in such a terrifying crisis. As great as she was as Newt, it was the last time moviegoers would see her. Aliens ended up being her only acting role. After the film, she chose to step away from acting and led a more private life. In her private life, Hen pursued a career in education and became an elementary school teacher. She occasionally appears at science fiction conventions and participates in Aliens reunions and special events, where she remains a beloved figure among fans of the film. Even though she never had an acting career after Aliens, Hen could rest assured that her performance is still captivating and winning audiences over all these decades later. Number 3, Lance Henriksen, Bishop.
Don't move. Trust me.
Lance Henriksen portrayed the android Bishop, a character who quickly became a fan favorite and a highlight of Henriksen's career. Movie buffs will know that he had worked with James Cameron previously in The Terminator. In fact, he was in the running for the titular role in that movie before it was awarded to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Following the release of Aliens, Henriksen's career flourished, particularly in the horror and science fiction genres. He starred in Near Dark, Pumpkinhead, and The Pit and the Pendulum. Henriksen is perhaps best known for his role as Frank Black in the television series Millennium, for which he received critical acclaim. He continued to appear in a wide range of films and TV shows, including Alien vs. Predator, where he played the character Charles Bishop Whalen, tying back to his role in Aliens.
I'll turn your back on me.
In addition to acting, Henriksen is an accomplished voice actor, lending his voice to video games and animated series. And he's also a talented writer too, and published an autobiography, Not Bad for a Human, in 2011. Henriksen's career has featured many great and memorable roles, but he's still best known as one of the most talented and captivating genre actors of the 1980s and 90s. Number 2, Michael Bane, Corporal Dwayne Hicks.
Pharaoh, do you copy?
Standing by.
Prep for dust-off. We're gonna need immediate evac.
Roger. On our way.
For the second biggest role in his film, James Cameron once again turned to a performer who he had worked with before. This time it was Michael Bane, who played Corporal Dwayne Hicks, one of the colonial Marines who survived alongside Ripley. Biehn was already very well known in Hollywood, mostly for his performance as Kyle Reese in Cameron's smash breakout hit The Terminator. And this wasn't the last time he worked with Cameron, nor the last time he found success because of him. Just a few years after Aliens, Bane worked with his friend and director again in The Abyss before appearing in a range of big-budget, highly successful films such as Tombstone and The Rock.
You know goddamn well I can't give that order.
We're dead.
Your unit is covered from an elevated position, Commander.
Bane continued to work steadily in film and television throughout the 2000s and 2010s, often appearing in action and science fiction roles. He also directed and starred in the independent film The Victim. When he first came on the scene, many people expected Bane to become one of the largest stars in the industry. But even though he never ended up turning into the sort of major Hollywood star some expected, Bane has continued a loyal fan base and remains a recognizable face, especially in genre films. Number 1, Sigourney Weaver, Ellen Ripley.
If they fire their weapons in there, won't they rupture the cooling system?
Yeah, she's absolutely right.
Leading the film was none other than the woman who had her first breakout performance in Alien just a few years before, Sigourney Weaver. She graced the screen again as the tough, no-nonsense Ellen Ripley, the sole survivor of the Nostromo in Alien. Weaver's performance earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress, a rarity for science fiction films. It's still talked about today as one of the best performances of the 1980s, and easily one of the most stunning sci-fi acting jobs of all time. Her career was taking off like a rocket at this point, and Weaver continued to dominate Hollywood in the years ahead, becoming one of the most respected actresses in the industry. She appeared in the subsequent Alien sequels, Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, solidifying her status as an iconic action heroine. Outside of the Alien franchise, Weaver starred in numerous successful films, including Gorillas in the Mist, for which she received another Academy Award nomination, and Working Girl, earning a third nomination. She also ventured into comedy with roles in Ghostbusters and its 1989 sequel, as well as dramatic roles in The Ice Storm and A Map of the World.
Have I noticed anything? I'm not married to her, Benjamin. You are. I think you've probably a better vantage point from which to observe her.
In the 2000s, Weaver appeared in a variety of films, including Avatar, directed by James Cameron, which became the highest-grossing film of all time. She continues to act in both film and television, with decent projects including the Avatar sequels and the miniseries The Defenders. Aliens set the box office on fire when it was released and introduced or reintroduced audiences to many stars, several of whom are still working to this day. It was a blockbuster sci-fi horror film unlike any other, one that has stood the test of time and is still impressing people nearly 40 years later.